Alright, everybody. Should be low. Let me just check that real quick. Just to confirm that that sounds good. I'm gonna try to get right into things real quick, like I said. It's gonna be a quick stream. It's not a beer. It's a seltzer water. Let me just make sure that sounds good real quick, guys. Should sound good. If that music's too loud, just tell me, guys. Okay. But it should be good. All right, everybody. So, I had a great class today. Well, I took a great class. It was more like an impromptu class. I'm just trying to get back to the swinging things and stuff like that. I jumped on O'Reilly, and I saw Weldum Odom was doing some training on APIs and stuff like that. Postman. He pretty much covered the automation section of the OSG, the official cert guide. So pretty much from like chapter 16 all the way through chapter 19, which was pretty neat. Again, I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, and this is part of it and stuff like that. I'm still going full board, steam ahead, going after my CCNA cert and stuff like that. It's just things, whatever. Let's not get into it. Let's try to get into it. But again, so I took an impromptu class. I signed up for it yesterday, and it was today. So after I got out of work, took a quick shower, got ready, jumped on the live stream. It was a good class. APIs have been an area that I actually struggled with. Ooh, well, my knowledge of APIs. Hope I didn't mess up my mic now. My API knowledge was pretty lacking and stuff like that. Just haven't really spent too much time going over it and stuff like that. So today was really crucial, really important that I actually did it, and I walked away with a little bit more knowledge than I did before, and that's part of it. If you can walk away from something, learning something, that's amazing. So I decided, since I was pretty captivated by what I learned today, I just wanted to share it with you guys before I went to work. I gotta be ready in just a little bit now. I gotta be there by 2 o'clock, so I like to get there a little bit early, but we got some time. Again, if the music is too loud on you guys' end, just tell me. I got a pretty low, but if you want it higher, just tell me to increase the music level too. But let's kind of just get right into it. I got sign back. That's fine. I got my Linux VM up on right now. And we're going to be looking at some documentation and stuff like that too as well. So let me move this to the side real quick. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Again, thank you guys again for being patient with me. I know I kind of fell off the horse for a little while. I guess that's a way to say it. Fell off the horse, fell off the wagon. Not really fell off the wagon, didn't really fall off a wagon, but but just fell off of being so consistent with everything. Nonetheless, we're getting back into it. All right, I can get rid of that for now. I can leave. Let me leave that on for now. Then we can get back to that later. All right. So let's jump over to the VM. So there we are. I got my Linux VM running right now, guys. I went ahead and grabbed just got a couple things set up on it right before the stream. So I got, come on, buddy. I got Postman set up on it real quick, and this is what we used in you guys are probably familiar with Postman and stuff like that. If not, Postman is a how would I explain Postman? It's like it's a developer's tool to that they use. It's a developer's tool that they use to pretty much for HTTP get request. Here we go. So we get, post, put. We're gonna go over the terminology and stuff like that. Again, this is why I took that class today, because this was something that I have to get better at. But pretty much, we're getting information. We're getting information. We're updating information. We're deleting information from servers. You know what I'm saying? We're using APIs, application platform interface. Yeah. Programmable interface. Application programmable interface. There we go. I'm telling you guys, this is why I gotta study. Keep studying. Application programmable interface. So what we're doing, say you had a server and it was running, and it had, I guess it would be some kind of like a database that we could do a search on. We can inquire. We can do an inquiry on. Okay, and you had some parameters in which we could do a search. We can manipulate a search and stuff like that on. Again, I'm still learning and stuff like that, but for the most part, we're using URLs or URIs, universal resource identifiers, or universal resource locators, whatever you want to call them. They're mainly URIs to get requests, get information that we're going to use, and we can use key value pairs that you kind of see them right here. But again, these keys have to be the URI has to recognize the keys, and we can look at documentation for that. You know what I'm saying? We can look at here we go. So here's the I can have the dad joke, one of the more primary APIs for learning and stuff like that. And this is what Weldon had us use today in his class, was the dad joke API here. And it's a pretty fundamental API, real easy to understand. And we can go back over to the VM real quick, and we can go over to the one now. This is the free version of Postman and stuff like that, and I have, you get a whole bunch of free requests and stuff like that for the thing. So I'm not worried about going over any limit or anything like that. So here we are. So we have the you have the URI. All right. So HTTPS ://icanhazard-joke.com. All right. Pretty much that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's the website. Okay. All right. Cool. So, and what we got here is we have some API response formats and stuff like that. Now, these are some particular ways that we can get back this information that this API is going to give us. Okay, so we can get it back as text, HTML. We can get it back as JSON or plain text. Okay, and then there's ways we can use. You can use the command line interface and stuff like that also to get these requests. But we're going to be using Postman. We're also going to be using. We're going to be. What I wanted to do was, and this is why I added Python to it, because I was messing with it earlier while I was doing the class, while we were in between breaks and stuff like that. I decided to to just see if I could do something in Python, just real quick. And what I created is the as you can see here. Hopefully this is big enough. If it's not big enough, guys, just tell me. I can always make it bigger. Okay. But I made the app API underscore one dot py. Okay. And it's a simple simple Python script that's just calling the I can have the dad joke API there, and we can call it real quick. Yeah, we'll do a Python. I haven't made it. I haven't made it into a bash script or anything like that yet, so I will though. But we can call it real quick. All right, and we'll take a look. I'll open it up too. We can take a look at it, and we get back these 5 because I got it as I wanted to get back 5 dad jokes. I want 5 dad joke backs. So I'm tired of following my dream. I'm just going to ask them where they're going. I'm tired of following my dreams. I'm gonna ask them where they're going and meet with them later. Pretty funny, right? Tired of following my dreams. Did you hear about the guy whose whole left side was cut off? All his right. He's all right now. He's all right now. Oh, that's funny. Why didn't the skeleton cross the road? Because he had no guts. Ooh, he had no guts. Pretty funny. Making myself laugh. What's the other one? Why did one nut say as he chased the other nut? I'm a cashew. I'm a cashew. Get it? I'm a cashew. Chances are, if you've seen one shopping center, you've seen them all. Ooh. I'm a dad, so I get to do dad jokes, don't I? Alright, dad jokes are beside the point. Alright, let's just take a look at the. We can take a look at the program real quick, so you guys can see. And it's just a simple. We're just importing request, okay? And we're just identifying the URL equals, so we're just creating a variable, okay? We're creating a variable URL, and that variable is, HTTPS. It's pretty much the URL of the dad joke website there, all right? And what I've done is I added, and we could change this too. We'll change it. And what I added is I wanted a limit, and that is one of the key value pairs. It's one of the key value pairs that we can take a look at the documentation too. So here, limit. Number of results to return per page. All right. So if we want, so we have a default of 20. All right, and we have a max of 30. Okay, so we have a default of 20. We have a max of 30. We could set it to that range. Okay. All right. And we're doing this in Python. This looks like a JSON format, stuff like that too. We'll probably be doing some JSON formatting and stuff like that too. With what we're going to be doing today. But again, we can add terms and stuff like that. And this is something I wanted to add to that program too, where I wanted to ask like a general. I wanted to get import from a user that creates variables for the limit and for the term as well, for the search term and for the limit as well. So I wanted to propose a question to the user. Would you like to hear a dad joke? If they answer yes or no, whatever. If the reply is yes, then it would say, okay, how many dad jokes would you like to hear today? And what is a particular term that you would like to get back, to see if there's particular dad jokes, and I would incorporate those into our. I would incorporate that into our program here, and stuff like that. And that's something else I want to build on too. Um, and we're gonna build onto that and stuff like that. And we could just here we could do like a um, we could change that. So we could change this real quick. So we can say I only want 2 jokes back. Okay. And then I'm also let's add another parameter as well. All right. Then we can do that. We can do the and sign there. Some insert mode. All right, and we can say term equals and let me see. Does anybody have a term? We could say let's say what's a term we can use? What's a funny term we can use? I don't know. We could say poop. Everybody loves poop, right? All right, we'll get it back as plain text. Yada yada yada. Everything else looks pretty good, right? So again, we changed the limit, so we should only get 2 back, and we should get maybe we get it back as poop. Maybe we get something back as poop. We'll see. All right, all right. Let's run that again. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got nothing. Let's change poop to I don't know. Let's change poop to blue, maybe? Let's go blue, huh? There we go. Why is the ocean always blue? Because the shore never waves back. Ooh. Why did the fisherman wear red, white, and blue suspenders to hold up his pants? Why did the fireman wear red? That's a lot of suspenders. So there you go. So it used our key term blue. So we got a couple back. We got blue and blue. We got back our 2. So again, so our little Python script calling that API works. And then over here, this is how you would do it over here in Postman. So again, we can do that same terminology over here in Postman as well, and we can get back something similar. So here we are. We're doing a get request. Okay. Again, here we can take a look at our Python script again. All right. All right. Yeah. So we're doing a get request. Okay. So response equals. So okay, we're doing a request. So we're calling the request module. Okay. On the request. All right. All right, and we're calling in a get on the URL. All right. Print response text. Okay. So again, this is how we're going to be doing it in Postman, and this is how we'll do the same. So we're doing a get request on that same URL with the same key value pairs here. So limit and term to and blue. Okay, there we go. Boom. Send that request. There we go. So here it is. This is in the JSON format. So here we are. We're looking at it in the JSON format here. We can change this over to text if we want. Maybe pretty. Yeah, pretty's fine. Let's try HD. There we go. But we let me see. Why is the ocean always blue? So we got back the same exact jokes too here as well. So here we go. So it's working. Not only is that Python program working, but also you're seeing the exact same demonstration over here in Postman as well, and the same joke over here. Okay, and we can change that back to JSON. We can change that. So, and this is how it looks in this is how it would come up in the JSON format. All right. Don't break on me. All right. We have the joke. So we have the ID of the joke, the actual joke. All right. right there, and see how it's given the search term, and it's pulling that search term value. All right, it's even giving you the total joke, yada yada yada, total page, where these jokes I'm guessing are located, stuff like that. That's cool. So, all right. So did you guys see what we're at least what I'm going after so far with what we're doing today? Get out of this. Um, yeah. Like I said, that'll be a work in progress, and we'll create something where we can add, um, where we can add, where we can have a user import variables into those parameters there, so we can get back different results and stuff like that. And it'd just be pretty neat to create something like that. But we're gonna do something similar in Python today, but we're gonna be using PyCharm. All right, and we're gonna be using the community edition of PyCharm here, and I got it just about where the chapter begins on this other book that I'm reading today. So over here, this is the Python API. Is that the name of the? Yeah, that's the name of the book. It's the Python API Development Fundamental. Just get the name of the book. Yeah. Okay. So it's by Jack Chain and Jack. I don't want to mess up his name. Huang and Ray Chung. All right. Published by Packet Publisher in 2019. And it's the Python API Development Fundamental book. And it's going to give us an exercise here that we're going to be creating in PyCharm. All right, and we're going to be creating a Flask server that we can do our own GET request and stuff like that, and we can. I mean, we can do this a couple different ways. We could have done it on CRUD, because that's what we were doing in class today. We were doing on crudcrud.com, and on crudcrud.com, you can do GET request. You can update. You can delete. So on crudcrud.com, you can make a JSON object, a unicorn. All right, and then it'll give you that object back, and then you can update that object, and then put that in the actual server, and then you can delete that object from there. So you can go through the I gotta get you the terminology of CRUD. I believe it says it here. Yeah, so there we go. So create, read, update. Create, read, update. CRUD. Alright, so create, read, update. That's what we're doing. So on crudcrud.com, crud. It's not cruddy, it's just crud. You're going through that exercise of creating, reading, updating, deleting. Creating, reading, updating, deleting. And I guess we can just read some of this documentation on understanding what we're actually going to be doing. We're probably going to run out of time, but it's fine. There's always another day, you know? And still, I'm trying to get back into the balance of what we're doing, guys. This is just it. So some of our learning objectives by the end of this chapter. replicate the concept of a REST API. So that's what we're going to be pretty much doing. Is we're going to be creating like a REST server that we're going to be doing some get requests and stuff like that on, and updating and deleting. We're going to be creating, reading, updating, deleting on that REST server that we're going to be creating through Flask. Describe the meaning of a different HTTP method and status. Get hands-on experience with PyCharm IDE. And again, all this stuff is free with what we're doing here, guys. Obviously, I'm using a Ubuntu image here, free. Postman's free, PyCharm's free. This is all free, guys, free stuff. So again, take advantage of it. Build a RESTful API and execute CRUD using Flask. That's what we're going to be doing. Use JSON messages to communicate with the API. Test API endpoints using Python, using Postman, using Postman and HTTP IE/curl command line tools, and we'll do some of that too. This chapter introduces API and explains the concepts of web services, API, and REST. Introductions. We are in the internet era, world of where everything is connected. Data flows seamlessly from one place to another. We can get all the information in the world with a few clicks of a website. Take the Sky Scanner as an example. We just need to put in the date and location of our trips, and it finds us the cheapest flight. Yada. Okay. In this chapter, you'll find you will learn the web service and API and the REST are. Okay. We will start by teaching the fundamental concept of APIs. Then we will look at real life examples on how different web services, Google, Facebook, and yada yada so on, use the REST API. Okay. Finally, we will develop our first Python RESTful API using Python. Python is a powerful programming language. Apart from its extensive use in the realm of artificial intelligence, it is widely used in web application development. You guys are probably pretty familiar about what Python is by now. If you're not, you know what I'm saying, we're always going to be continuing doing stuff with Python. So if you're ever curious, just ask me at any time. But the short and skinny, it's just a programming language. Okay, some people call it a scripting language. It's still a programming language, whatever. Whatever. Okay, let's keep it going. What makes Python excel in so many areas is that an extensive number of frameworks available. The framework do all the heavy lifting jobs, so it allows developers to focus on the actual application design and development. In this chapter, you will see how the data is encoded and communicated between the front and the back end. You will learn the technical details about JSON format, the HTTP protocol, the HTTP status codes, and so on. All development works by verifying the testing. All the development work will verify and tested using Postman and HTTP IE/curl. So that's why we got Postman. We got Postman up right here again. So we're testing the API. So again, when we're doing these GET requests, we're kind of testing it. We're getting back, so you can see kind of here the status code 200. Okay, so it's saying that it's everything's in the A-OK realm right there. So we're cooking with gasoline, guys. Okay. Again, if you didn't see that, let me go over. And I didn't have my Epic pen up, did I? Sometimes I forget to always have my Epic pen up. I don't know why I do that. Me Epic pen. I love me Epic pen. So again, what I was trying to point out was this right here, guys. Okay. All right, so we have that status 200 code. Okay, pretty much giving us the green light. We're in good shape. Okay. All right. All right. We will take you through the whole process of the web application development. Not only will you learn the essential aspect of developing a RESTful API, but you will also learn about the thinking process, the design, development, testing, and even deployment. This is a journey of learning the complete software development lifestyle. Let's embark on the exciting journey. Woo-hoo. All right, understanding APIs. API stands for the application programming interface. Okay, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. Application programming interface. All right, API. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be pretty much interfacing with that programming application. So we have an application. We want to be able to do things with it, right? So we have to we need a way to communicate, and that's what we're doing. It is a interface for the website or mobile application to communicate with the backend logic. Simply put, it is like a messenger that takes a request from the user and sends the request to the backend system. Once the backend system responds, you will then test the response to the user. A metaphor for this is a waiter slash waitress who can understand different customer orders and then act as a middleman between the customer and the chefs in the kitchen. If you were the boss of the restaurant, the key benefit of having a waiter slash waitress here between your customers in the kitchen is that the customer will be shielded from seeing your business secrets. They don't need to know how the meal is prepared. They just need to send an order through the waitress or waiter, and they will get their meal order. In this scenario, the waiter acts like the API. So we have the waiter here. All right. So we have the waiter here. Let me. That was awful. Too big. Okay. We have the waiter here. Okay. Acting as the API. All right. So this is he's acting as the API. I know my handwriting is awful. I should be using my thingy. Sometimes I should have my head screwed on. This stuff is a wee bit. Oof, too much. I got a mess. All right. So we have our waiter here. He's acting as the API. All right. He's taking requests from the customers. All right, and then taking those requests back to the back end here, or the chefs. So this would be the back end. All right, and the back end uses that logic to figure out to determine what these customers are requesting, and then feeds back that request back to the customers. And then also, again, the customer can do updates though, again, to the CRUD. So CRUD. All right, man. Create, read, update. You're gonna tell me my handwriting's atrocious, and delete. You're telling me it's atrocious. All right, I've been struggling with that. I can't read my own handwriting sometimes. Let me delete that. I'm embarrassed by it. But yeah, so that's the pretty much illustration that is trying to convey here. All right. Similarly, there we go. There's a way to not pronounce a word right. In computer science, one of the key benefits of having APIs is encapsulation. We encapsulate the logic so that people outside won't be able to see it. With this arrangement, big companies with sensitive information are willing to provide services to the world through APIs, confident that their internal information won't be revealed. Takes Skyscanner again as an example. The company is comfortable with using an API to allow customers to book their flights, but at the same time, personal data from the other customers that are stored in the internal database won't leak. An API is also a standard interface that can communicate with different types of front-end terminals. That can be mobile applications or website, as long as the front end is sending the same request to the API. It will get the same results back. If we go back to the go back to the metaphor, the waiter/waitress will serve all kinds of customers, regardless of the gender, language, and so on. So pretty much, that's pretty much saying that in that mindset, it can speak to an array of things. It doesn't. There's so many ways to interact with that API to the command line interface to create Python programs, JavaScript, Postman, stuff like that. There's multiple ways to interact with that API. Okay. All right. Now imagine you are a software engineer at the Sky Canada who is responsible for developing an API. What will your job be? Let me tell you, your job will be to write a program that can take booking requests, date, location from customers through a website, and then look up matching flights in the Sky Scanner database and return the flight details to your customers. Throughout this book, you will be our API engineer intern. We will guide you through step by step through the process of developing a RESTful API project that can be serve the user of your system. So that's what we're going to be pretty much creating in PyCharm with Python. Well, hopefully creating. Okay. All right. REST stands for representative state transfer. Representational, yeah, you are. Representational state transfer. All right, RESTful. All right, RESTful. Representational state transfer. It was first defined in Dr. Roy Fielding's dissertation, Architecture Styles and the Design of Network-Based Software Architecture back in 2000. This dissertation is considered to be the Bible in the web domain. REST is not a standard or protocol. It is more like a software architect style. Many engineers followed this architect style to build their applications such as eBay, Facebook, and Google Maps. These applications serve huge amounts of traffic every second, so you can see that REST really is scalable architectural style. And when we say RESTful API, we are referring to an API that confers to the REST constraints and principles. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is where we're going, guys. Yeah. How much time we got left? How we doing, guys? How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's doing good. Okay. All right. REST constraints and principles. Let's go over a couple more. I guess we can go a couple more things. All right. There are 5 important constraints and principles for REST architecture style. All right. Client service. There are interfaces between the client and the server. The client and the server communicates through the interface and are independent of each other. Either side can be replaced as long as the interface stays the same. Requests always come from the client side. Stateless. There is no concept of state for a request. Every request is considered to be independent and complete. There are no dependencies of previous requests, nor dependence of a session to maintain the connection status. Cacheable. Things are cacheable on the server or client side to improve performance. Layered systems. There can be multiple layers in a system, and the goal here is to hide the actual logic resource. These layers can perform different functions such as caching and encryption. Uniform interface. The interface stays the same. This helps to decouple the client and server logic. So, I guess just to get us like in, we're gonna have to go back and read some of this more stuff. But can kind of just like get started with. This one right there. Right. Call this rest. Alright, so we got our get this started. So this is where we're pretty much we're started. We'll continue on from here, guys. Next time we convene. I hopefully be yeah today. Today, well, today's obviously Friday. But yeah, we'll be streaming later on today. Once I get back from out of work. I don't think I got class. Um, but yeah, guys, this is fun. Again, just trying to get back into the groove of things. You guys motivate me. You guys pump me up. Um, Again, if you guys have any questions, always reach out to me. You guys can always reach out to me on Discord. Let me just do my little thing. I haven't done this in a while. Discord. This link should still be good. But if you guys ever want to, you know, uh, talk later and stuff like that, hang out, whatever, you can always find me on my little Discord server there. That thing's a work in progress too. I'm continuing to always update that thing as well. So, um, well, guys are awesome. Thank you again for hanging out with me tonight and spending some time with me. Um, you guys have a good night. We'll reconvene again tomorrow. Well, today, rather, and yeah, we'll catch you guys again. You guys have a good night. Have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being awesome.